Title: My spouse disappeared without a trace. Asterisk, a single message. We're in Hawaii, handle the kids. 5 bewildered children in a parking lot. I tried calling, no response. I made a choice. This morning my phone exploded. She was back and livid. Chapter 1. The message that broke my world. Asterisk, it was just after 7 p.m. on a balmy Thursday evening. I had pulled into the school parking lot to collect our 5 children from their after-school program. My wife, Madeline, always orchestrated the week's schedule with precision. Her texts were usually endless. Pick up Caleb at 6:15, don't forget Sophie's violin folder, Ava's allergic to nuts, remember. But that day there was nothing, complete silence. As I switched off the car, my phone vibrated. A single text from her, one line that didn't compute at first. We're in Hawaii, look after the kids. I stared, blinked, reread. Was this a prank? Then in the rearview mirror I spotted them, our 5 kids, trudging toward the car, backpacks dragging, faces weary and puzzled. Madeline was supposed to pick them up. Where's Mom? Caleb, our 10-year-old, asked as he climbed in. I forced a grin. She had an urgent matter, I'm here instead. But my hands shook. At home, I dialed her number once, twice, a dozen times. Voicemail, no explanation, no call, no video, just silence. The next morning I texted again, who's with you? What about the kids? Are you okay? Please, Maddie, talk to me. Days turned to weeks. No reply, she was gone. I was left juggling meals for 5, braiding hair for school, packing lunches, soothing nightmares. I called her mom, nothing. Her sister, no clue. Her workplace, she'd taken unpaid leave, HR said casually. She'd planned this. She'd vanished, leaving me to shoulder parenthood alone without a guide. But I wasn't the same man anymore. Something in me steeled and I made a choice. Chapter 2, the resolution: 2 weeks. That's how long Madeline had been gone. 2 weeks of chaotic school drop-offs, forgotten snacks, and collapsing in the laundry room at 2 a.m., folding mismatched socks. 2 weeks of dodging the kids' questions. When's Mommy coming back? Did she fly to Hawaii or take a spaceship? Her silence was deafening, but worse was her presumption that I'd just manage, that I'd crumble quietly while she basked in paradise with whoever we was. On day 15, I sat at the kitchen table, staring at the breakfast I'd prepared. Pancakes shaped like animals because Ava had sobbed the night before, missing Mom's elephant-shaped ones. The kids had just left for school with the neighbor's teenager who'd offered to help after seeing me nearly doze off upright. That's when it hit me. She'd deserted us. Not just me, our children, their security, their lives. For what? A getaway, a romance, a new start. No more waiting, no more begging. I decided to protect our kids and build a life without her. But first, I needed answers. I opened my laptop, hands shaking with anger and determination, and logged into our shared cloud account. Madeline wasn't tech-savvy. I'd set up all her devices, including her phone and laptop backups. I sifted through photos, files, travel confirmations. Then I found it, a booking for a high-end beach resort in Maui. 2 tickets. Her name and Ethan Delaney's. I froze. Ethan, my former business partner, the best man at our wedding. The guy who 3 years ago had grinned at my kids and raised a glass to eternity. Fury surged in my chest. She hadn't just left. She'd run to him. She hadn't just abandoned her kids. She'd traded them for a fantasy. Now I'd take everything from her, but I wouldn't yell or plead. I'd wait. And when she came crawling back, as people like her do, she'd find her dream life in ruins. Chapter 3, the plan: asterisk, I didn't lash out. I didn't call her or send Ethan threats. That's what they'd expect. A broken husband unraveling. Instead, I played the long game. I contacted a top family lawyer, not for divorce yet, but for custody. I needed to safeguard the kids. Madeline had ditched them with a single text, and I had the message, the travel bookings, and her total silence as proof. My lawyer, Sandra Grayson, leaned back after reviewing my evidence. She's done, she said plainly. The courts will tear this apart. A mother who vanishes without contact, leaves her kids without care, and jets off to Hawaii with another man. You've got a slam-dunk case for full custody and emergency orders. Next, I met a financial planner discreetly. I began shifting our shared funds into accounts under my name alone, not illegally, but with documented proof. School fees, doctor visits, groceries, clothes, childcare. All the things I was now handling solo. I canceled her credit cards and froze our joint account. She'd left me the burden, now she'd lose the perks. Then I waited. 3 more weeks passed. The kids started settling in, asking less about her. I never badmouthed her to them. I let her actions bury her. Just when I thought she'd never return, she did. At 7:42 a.m. on a Tuesday, my phone lit up with her name, a FaceTime request. I ignored it. Another. Then a call. 5 texts followed. Where are my kids? Why aren't you answering? I'm back. We need to talk now. You're being ridiculous. We need to co-parent. You're hurting them. There it was, her nerve, her panic, realizing her fantasy was over and I hadn't just waited. I answered the call. Her sunburned, frantic face appeared, eyes darting with rage. Where are the kids? She snapped. At school, I said evenly. Where they've been for 5 weeks while you were sipping my ties with Ethan. She flinched. You don't get to speak to me like that. I'm their mother. You asterisk were asterisk, I cut in, ice in my voice. Mothers don't ditch their kids with a text. Her voice broke. It wasn't abandonment. I just needed time. I stared into the camera. Congrats, you got your time, I got everything else. I hung up and waited for her next move. Chapter 4. The confrontation. She arrived at the house the next morning, unannounced. Tires squealed in the driveway, followed by frantic pounding on the door. I opened it slowly. There she stood, looking like she'd stepped off a beach, sunglasses tangled in her hair, a loose blouse, her calm facade barely hiding the chaos beneath. Where are they? She demanded, voice taut. School, I said flatly. Where they belong. She tried to push past me, but I blocked her. You don't live here anymore, Madeline, her eyes flared. What's wrong with you? I'm gone a few weeks and now you treat me like an outsider. You asterisk are an outsider, I said, voice steady. You vanished. You texted me like I was a nanny. You didn't even say goodbye to your kids. I needed space, she snapped, to breathe. No, Madeline, I said, arms crossed. You needed permission to run off to Hawaii with another man and abandon your family. You didn't ask. Her jaw shook. You can't keep them from me. I'm their mother. I can, I said coolly, and I already am. You'll hear from my lawyer today, she blinked. You got a lawyer? I didn't respond. I handed her an envelope stuffed with evidence, a timeline of her absence, her text, receipts for all I'd paid for emergency custody filings. Her hands trembled as she scanned them. I didn't mean to be gone so long, she mumbled. Ethan said it'd be a quick trip, but we lost track. I gave a cold, bitter laugh. You lost track of 5 weeks, her eyes welled up. I want to fix this. I tilted my head. You mean Ethan left you? Her silence said it all. You chose him over your kids, I said. Now that he's gone, you think you can waltz back. You made choices, Madeline. I shut the door. Behind it, I heard her collapse, sobbing. I didn't open it. That evening, Sandra called, amused. She tried filing for joint custody, but you beat her to it. With what we've got, she's got no shot. I looked around our quiet home, at the kids' drawings on the fridge, at the family Madeline had thrown away. For the first time in weeks, I smiled. Chapter 5. The public collapse asterisk Madeline's carefully crafted image began to crack within days. By week's end, the court granted me temporary sole custody. Madeline got supervised visitation only, pending a child services review. Her Hawaii escapade raised major concerns. But the real blow was the court's order for therapy and a parental fitness evaluation before she could even dream of joint custody. She stormed into the hearing, dressed in a sharp blazer like it was a shield, face perfectly made up. But when the judge called her actions reckless parental abandonment, her composure shattered. I stayed silent, handing over timelines, receipts, emails. Her choices spoke louder than I ever could. The humiliation didn't stop there. She tried to surprise the kids at school during lunch. Security escorted her off the premises while Caleb watched, stunned, from the cafeteria window. That night, the PTA group chat erupted. Screenshots of her Hawaii Facebook posts, cocktails, bikinis, Ethan kissing her neck, spread like wildfire. One mom, my neighbor, posted, she ditched her family for a month to play lover in Maui and now wants to stroll back. Not here. Madeline deleted her social media within hours, but the damage was done. Then came the final hit. Ethan's wife, Lily, called me. Madeline didn't know he was married with a kid. Lily had found a secret phone bill and hotel charges. We met at a coffee shop. She was poised but pained. I'm filing for divorce tomorrow, she said. I'm naming Madeline in the suit for alienation of affection. It's still legal here. I nearly choked on my latte. And, she added, if you need a witness for your custody case, I'm in. I nodded. You're my favorite person this month, she smirked. Let's take them both down. Chapter 6. The decisive strike. A month later, Madeline entered the courtroom a shadow of her former self. No more designer outfits or bold confidence. She wore a plain black dress, makeup barely hiding her exhaustion. Her eyes darted nervously, to the judge, to me, to the empty seat where Ethan should have been. He didn't show. Lily did. She took the stand composed. I found explicit texts between Madeline and my husband during our marriage, she said. The affair started long before Hawaii. He told our son he was on a business trip. She handed the judge a folder with photos, emails, and a letter from Ethan begging her to protect his image. The judge, a stern older woman, glared at Madeline. "I've heard enough," she said. "Miss Waters, your actions show gross neglect and selfishness. You abandoned your children without notice, made no contact for weeks, and caused them emotional harm." Madeline wiped her eyes. "I was overwhelmed." "You were in Maui," the judge snapped. "Not a hospital, a resort." Her gavel fell. "Full legal and physical custody to Mr. Walker. Visitation denied until further review. You will undergo a psychiatric evaluation before any reconsideration of parental rights." Madeline gasped. "No, please, I didn't mean—" The bailiff stepped forward. I didn't gloat. I buttoned my coat and walked into the crisp morning air. That night Madeline texted, "You destroyed me." I replied, "You did that yourself." Epilogue: the kids are thriving now. Ava doesn't cry at bedtime anymore. Caleb's back to playing soccer. Sophie drew a picture of Daddy the champion for school. Madeline, she's living with her mom in a small town 3 states away, jobless, facing Lily's lawsuit. Ethan lost his job, his marriage, and his reputation. Rumor has it he's in a cheap apartment alone. Me? I'm not angry, I'm done. And free. Sometimes the best revenge is a life they can never touch again. Was this justice deserved? Share your thoughts below. Like this story, share it with someone who needs its fire, and follow Lauren's Tailies for more gripping stories of betrayal and redemption. Every lie has its price, and every betrayal casts a shadow. Stay fierce, stay bold, and stay tuned.